Previously on the border.
No girl should have to hide her head under a skirt.
Some girls prefer the hijab.
Did you wear one?
Please. I was deep into grunge.
Need I remind you of what mannering is capable?
If you ask me, your stomach's a little too delicate for this kind of work.
But if I quit, who's going to keep bastards like you from running away with the country? Dr. Gorman recommends that you see somebody 3 times a week. I'm taking out of the field. That's to be on.
Sergeant Romano and Corporal Hoban had been meeting with tribal elders in the village of Makwan, west of Kandahar, when HIH gunmen forced them into a car. It's the first time Canadian troops have been taken hostage in the region.
More kids. Looks like they're holding up.
Showtime, folks. Our suspect is arriving at customs.
Passports, please.
There you go.
That's a pretty good fake.
Rajab Khan. That's the guy whose call was intercepted.
Could you reveal your face, please?
My wife's cover is for religious reasons.
Sorry, sir. I need to check her face against her passport ID. Thank you. Could you open the trunk for me, please, sir?
Why? Is there something wrong?
It's just a spot check, sir. Could you open the trunk, please?
On a cell phone, give us what we need.
Yeah, we can't risk him tossing it.
Thank you. Welcome to Canada.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Target's approaching Toronto eastbound on the Queenie.
Well, we'll let them arrive and settle in and see who else they bring out of the woodwork.
We can't wait too long to call CSE intercepted referred to an imminent event.
Oh, and I've so enjoyed the last 4 imminent events.
Come in.
I was wondering, sir. I've been on desk duty almost a month.
I'm well aware of that, Sergeant.
This operation might need a translator in the field.
I'm sure we can manage.
Knock, knock.
Can we help you?
We intercepted another call from our suspects. It's in Pashto, I think. It's transcribed syllabically.
Layla.
Country by country, the West is learning that it too must bear the weight of suffering. Now it is Canada's turn.
Moose, you see anything?
Negative. There's been no movement since the suspect got here.
What does ISIS know about the house?
It's owned by a numbered company registered to a Mohammed Khan.
The John Smith of the Muslim world.
It's been on our radar thanks to regular visits by Jamal Tahir. He runs a website for weekend jihadists.
Who's inside?
As far as we can tell, is the mystery family of Jamal Tahir and 2 other men. I'd like you to make the arrests.
No horseman.
The RCMP are bound by the Charter of Rights and Freedoms to provide lawyers. You're not.
So you need immigration and customs to do an end run around the Charter.
As you are well aware, CSIS has no powers of arrest. For that, we depend on our sister agencies.
In your own special way, I think you just said please. No movement. Awkward.
Go.
Don't be stupid. As of now, you haven't committed any crime we know about.
Then why the police?
I'm not police. I'm ICS.
I'm not an immigrant. I'm a Canadian citizen. I was born 2 blocks from here.
There you go. You got everything to live for.
Right.
I don't know where you got your training, but you're not holding that gun properly.
Shut up.
When the slide goes back, it's gonna break your thumb.
Shut up!
It looks so easy in the movies.
You idiot. It was textbook. They'll pull out the bullet, it'll be good as new.
He's no good to me in surgery. You might just as well have killed that bastard.
Good shot. Escort the other prisoners back to ICS. Mannering wants to interrogate them.
Mannering?
Whatever it takes to prevent a terrorist attack.
Well, hello again. Boss, can I see you a minute?
Wait here, I'll be right back. Yeah.
You brought a baby in here?
What would you suggest? We put it into cells with its mother to be interrogated by Mannering?
It? His passport said he was male, and am I to understand that now CSIS has started interrogating prisoners at ICS?
The target and 2 known jihadists. There's a 4th man in hospital.
And Lady Madonna over there?
Mannering doesn't think a burqa-clad nursing mother is likely to know much of value.
Well, she's got ears under there just like the rest of us. She could have overheard their plans.
Move her into the interrogation room and make some provisions for the child.
Whoa, exactly what provision did you have in mind?
Children safe?
If these people really are terrorists, we'd be putting the social workers in jeopardy.
What about that shelter for unaccompanied minors coming into the country illegally?
It's not set up for infants, and by the way, have you ever been in that place? It's a prison. I wouldn't send a stray cat there.
We'll keep the baby here. Use it for leverage in the interrogation.
You'd use an infant to pressure his nursing mother.
If I have to.
And that makes us different from Mannering. How?
The call CSC intercepted referred to an imminent event. In the past few years, the U.S., England, Scotland, Spain, and Australia have all suffered major terrorist attacks. Canada is overdue.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Superintendent Norton, and I'll be looking after your son for a while. We just need to ask you a few questions. Please don't make this harder than it has to be. So, his passport says that his name is Mazur, but I'm guessing that's false. It might comfort him to hear his real name. Right then, Mazur it is. Come. Oh, there we go. Come. It's all right, sweetie.
This way, please.
It's all right. It's okay.
Luftan pachokike. Luftan pachokike kena. اجلس من فضلك. Sit down, please. Look, I want to help you, but you at least have to tell me your name. I have to take your photograph for identification purposes. I'll need you to remove the niqab and the hijab. There's no reason for you to hide your face from another woman, not unless you're hiding your identity. There's no man watching you, I give you my word. You leave me no choice.
Hey guys, we're picking up feet on the Canadian hostages.
Corporal Hoban and I were arrested for the crime of spying on Afghan citizens, which we confessed to of our own free will.
Oh, yeah, right.
We apologize and urge Canada to immediately withdraw all of its troops from Afghanistan.
What's that? Her mother's deaf. That sign for I love you.
Please, come in. You can replace the hijab once I've taken the photo. Identification photos must reveal the ears.
Jamal Dahir's blog takes itself pretty seriously. Blood of the Lamb, poisoned spires of Western decadence. Guy's in serious need of a hug.
Anything specific?
Yeah, pictures of dead Afghan and Iraqi children. Guy wants to carry on the work of the Toronto 11. Keystone 11's more like it. Those guys were such amateurs, man.
You Al-Qaeda had to start somewhere.
What are those, maps?
Union Station, subway, CN Tower.
It's like they had trouble making up their minds.
Some kind of calendar.
The Islamic calendar is lunar. The holy days shift by about 11 days every year.
Yeah, what's this one?
Ashura, that honors the martyrdom of Muhammad's grandson.
That's today.
The blog's got 5 regular contributors. Jamal Dahir and the other guy we caught are doing the downward dog for mentoring upstairs. The IP addresses for the other 3 are surprisingly elusive.
We need to find them. Look for bank accounts, correspondence.
These guys are pretty savvy. Probably store their data online and use public access computers. They're almost impossible to trace.
Got fingerprints.
Good. Check that against our database of Afghani and Pakistani nationals.
She may not be Afghani.
Did she say something?
Not a word, but I spoke to her in Arabic, Pashto, and Farsi, and she didn't seem to understand.
You know that gels with the website? I mean, these guys hardly ever read in Arabic or Farsi. They use idiomatic English.
Expand the search to American and British databases, and Canadian as well. Yep.
Maggie or I should question the prisoner. She doesn't want to expose her face to a man.
She's the wife of a suspected terrorist. What she wants is irrelevant.
But, sir...
Swab the baby for DNA. Maybe there's a family member in the criminal system.
Yes, sir. Would you like me to bend over, sir?
You want my advice, girl? Lose the attitude.
I'm the only Muslim here. You'd think he'd at least be interested in my opinion.
You're still in the doghouse. Speaking of which, don't you have a morning appointment to go to?
Where are the DNA kits?
Which we confess to of our own free will. We apologize and urge Canada to immediately withdraw all of its troops from the case.
This prisoner doesn't want to talk, huh? You mind if I take a crack at her?
Go.
Okay. You're from Afghanistan, huh? That thing you're wearing on your head there, is it burqa? Is that what it's called? That's Afghan, right? It's got hot as hell under there. No vitamin D. You got a whole country where all the women have their bones crumbling. You might want to talk to the prison doctor. Do a bone scan. Maybe get you some calcium supplements. Do you people like living in a hellhole? Is that it? Because you got Canadian kids coming over there helping you out, and you're sending them home in boxes.
Help us.
Yeah, build roads, set up clinics.
They're soldiers. They're not aid workers.
They're nation builders, lady.
They are killers. You don't get it. Your soldiers are killing our people.
They're defending themselves. People are all gun crazy. You got 10-year-olds running around with AK-47s. What's the matter with you people?
26 years of uninterrupted war. My whole life.
The way I hear it, you've been fighting since the beginning of time.
Invaders have been attacking us since the beginning of time.
There was a few centuries there where you were fighting among yourselves.
Did you wake up in a soft bed? You had a good breakfast. You drove yourself to work in a nice car. How could you understand? You've never been hungry. You've never felt your tongue swell and crack from thirst. You've never seen a child's leg blown off by an American cluster bomb.
Yeah, an American bomb.
Please, you fight alongside them. You hide behind their landmines. You send them your prisoners to be tortured.
You really do hate us, don't you? Fine. Clam up, lady. But I know you got something to say, and you're going to say it. Got her talking now.
Good work.
Gray and Darnell sent over a stash of jihadist tapes along with detailed subway maps and floor plans of public buildings.
Potential targets?
Could be.
Put light on it.
There was also a calendar with today's date circled. Apparently it's Ashura. kid. He's hungry, but he won't take a bottle.
She's responding. She mentioned a child losing a leg in a cluster bomb and Canadians handing out prisoners to Americans. See what you can find out.
Right, because they keep such good records in Afghanistan.
Do what you can.
Oh, I almost forgot. Yvonne Castle's waiting for you at reception.
Miss Castle?
Mike. So, an hour ago, I received a call from a lovely retired school teacher. She said a team of ICS officers beat down the door of the house next door with a battering ram, fired guns, and forcibly dragged off 3 Middle Eastern men, and another was taken out in a stretcher.
How did our memory erase team miss this woman?
She also said there was a woman in a burqa with a small baby.
Layla's nephew. She's minding him for the day.
Right. I don't believe you.
ICS can detain a suspect for 48 hours without legal representation. If you don't like the law, I suggest you work to change it.
You know, you used to care about civil rights. You cared so much you gave me hope.
Yvonne, it is a complicated world.
Right. Well, the Americans draw the line at organ failure or death. Where do you drop, Mike?
You're not the only one here with a conscience, Miss Castle.
Okay. If you say so.
Found something. Funnel, surgical gloves, mask, powdered baby formula.
Yeah, that's where I keep my powdered food products.
Sealed, but it feels empty.
Could be Afghan heroin. Yeah, it's got some sort of false bottom.
Whoa, 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 don't open that.
Well, I wasn't planning on putting it up my nose. Oh, shit.
My God, anthrax.
Have you notified emergency management?
I spoke to the mayor and put EM on standby. I'm on my way. Wheels up in 5.
Weapons-grade anthrax. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned pipe bombs?
You're moving the prisoners.
Well, now that we have something that we can actually charge them with, we don't need to trouble you anymore.
The ICS torture chambers aren't well enough equipped.
Don't confuse me with those CIA bully boys. I draw the line well short of torture.
You blindfolded the husband.
He's remarkably resistant.
What then? Sensory deprivation, sleep deprivation, overstimulation?
Perfectly legitimate information-gathering techniques.
We both know you can break a human mind in 3 days with those techniques. Regressing to infancy make him think you're his mummy.
I operate within clear guidelines to protect the Canadian people. That's our job.
We'll keep your wife and child.
Fine. Let me know if anything interesting comes of it.
I'm going crazy, stuck at my desk. Maybe not the best choice of words.
Go on.
At first, I admit it felt safe. Out there in the world, things seemed out of control.
And now?
Just want to go out and kick butt.
Nothing wrong with that.
The adrenaline rush you get when you're out there chasing people, locking them up, it's like a drug.
Sounds to me like you're feeling better.
Is being an adrenaline junkie normal?
For a law enforcement agent, I'd say so.
You don't think I'm too aggressive?
You have an active, energetic nature. You were fighting it, and now you're starting to accept it.
I killed someone. A boy.
He was an armed terrorist, Layla.
A Muslim. Good Muslims don't kill anybody, let alone 15-year-old boys. If my family knew, or the people at my mosque,
you feel like you've betrayed them.
I'm locking up other Muslims. It's a religion of love. How did I get here?
It's hard reconciling all these contradictions.
This woman today, it was my job to violate her religious beliefs. That was my job.
Thought you might like this. Go ahead, drink it. Hope you take sugar.
You're being nice. Establishing a rapport.
What is that accent? New England? Bryn Mawr, maybe. Or Vass, or something like that?
Don't you find it ironic that you, an African man, are interrogating me, a Muslim woman, while white men are watching us through a one-way mirror.
Actually, I'm a Canadian man.
Your ancestors were African.
Everybody's ancestors were something.
They were dragged here in chains.
To America. They came to Canada to be free.
They were treated like shit here.
Everybody was treated like shit. Read your Canadian history. The natives, the Chinese, hell, even the Irish. That's what history is. People treating each other like shit.
In Afghanistan, the past is all we have. Even in the most primitive villages, we know our history. 1,000 years back.
Picking at it like a sore that never gets to heal? Who can live like that? Who can sustain being that pissed off every single day? Why are you so angry? What do we do to you?
Your coffee sucks.
They dug up footage on the Canadian hostage.
We can do good here. Our village medical outreach is improving infant mortality. And as soldiers, we can help people feel safe.
Sweet kid.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs has expressed sympathy for the hostages and their families and says everything possible is being done to ensure their speedy release.
Still no hit on our mystery woman's fingerprints.
Maybe look locating the other jihadists.
I'm working on it. These guys had some serious encryption training.
Locate Jamal's boss. Talk to the email. Maybe he can help us.
Right.
Oh, hey, I've ID'd the guy that Darnell shot. Wasim Oshman, Canadian citizen, born here, engineer with a degree in, get this, disaster and emergency management. He's employed by the city of Toronto.
Perfect position from which to plan a terrorist attack.
He won't take a bottle.
Let me hold him.
There we go. There we go. My little touch. He wants his lunch.
It's not decent.
She's right, it's not. We're spying on an intimate moment.
She gave up her right to privacy when she entered this country illegally.
She's not from Afghanistan. Her accent shows no traces of anything but upper middle class New England, and she's adapted very quickly to surrendering the niqab.
Well, you see, that's the way we used to do it. Young mothers nowadays, they bare their breasts in restaurants and parks and subways. More power to them.
It's immodest.
When your baby's hungry, you do whatever it takes. That crying is calibrated to drive us wild. You do anything. Walk on nails, dive off a cliff, anything to make it stop. To hear that happy gurgle, see that goofy little smile on his face that he makes when he's full. We found traces of anthrax in the house. You're an accessory to bioterrorism. And unless you start helping us, very soon, you will go to prison for the rest of your life and you will never see your baby again.
Anthrax.
Oh, come on, you must have known. You were right there in the house when they were making their plans.
That was men's business.
Well, then give me some names. Your name, for a start.
I can't. I must serve my husband.
Oh, no, there, in your arms. That's who you serve. Shall I tell you what will happen to him? He'll be placed with Children's Aid. And with a mother alive in prison, he won't be adopted. He'll move from foster home to foster home, some okay and some just plain wretched. And the loneliness and rejection that he feels will harden into a tight knot of anger and bring on more rejection and more anger and spiral down into a life of crime and addiction and despair. And with any luck, he won't take too many people down with him. It doesn't have to be that way. You can help us. Well, then say goodbye. Too bad. He's never even gonna know his name.
Ishmael. My son's name is Ishmael.
People, everybody, you go on a look at this.
Hezbi Islami Hakiki denounces the Canadian government kidnapping of Bashir Hashmat and his infant son Ismail. If they are not released immediately, Hezbi Islami Hakiki has no choice but to publicly behead Corporal Hoban himself.
Hizbi Islami Hakiki is headed by Sheikh Akhtar Hashmat, an Afghan warlord affiliated with Al-Qaeda. Last week, Canadian forces attacked his compound, killing 2 of his wives and all 3 of his sons.
So he took the soldiers hostage as revenge?
More like insurance. His main revenge will be a terrorist attack on the people of Toronto.
Bashir Hashmat?
Akhtar's nephew, the man you arrested today. Bashir's child, Ismail, is the last male of their line.
I hope you're serious about refusing to negotiate.
This is the real world. Nothing's off the table.
Madam Minister, am I to understand that you are seriously considering making a deal with this madman?
Dial it back, Agent.
He's behind the attack.
If these hostages are killed, let alone beheaded, the Canadian people will end all support for this war. The Prime Minister rules with a minority.
We are talking about a terrorist attack on Canadian soil. The only priority here is the safety of Canadians.
Of course, stopping a terrorist attack is the government's first priority. And I must say, it's nice to see ICS and CSIS in agreement for a change.
So we know your husband's name and your son's. Why not give us yours?
It is against Sharia law for a wife to betray her husband.
Your name is a betrayal? That's pretty self-effacing.
Self. That's what Westerners think of.
Yeah, well, at least husbands here don't force their wives to disappear under a shroud.
And they wear them like expensive suits.
You're not even married to Bashir. Our laws here don't recognize polygamy. His first wife, his real wife, lives in New York with their 2 kids.
Daughters.
Oh, yeah, girls don't count.
We are married under
Sharia law.
Well, the 2 weekend jihadists don't know anything. They were told to fast, get their affairs in order, and await instructions.
What about Bashir Hashmat?
Hasn't spoken yet. But with the minister's permission, I can change that.
Torture victims lie, and we do not have time to waste on bad intelligence.
Excuse me. Imam Star's here, the jihadist imam.
Excuse me. Thank you for agreeing to speak to us.
I have as much interest in combating extremism as you do.
I believe Jamil Tahir is a member of your mosque.
Jamal speaks a lot of nonsense. Between you and me, he's not well in his mind.
Does he associate with other young men? This man?
I think they're friends.
Co-conspirators.
Jihadist posturing is the Muslim equivalent of listening to gangster rap. Angry young men acting out their frustration.
It has gone well past that.
Sir?
Have you got something?
Yeah. I got the IP addresses for the other jihadists. They're all Toronto-born kids.
You got any names?
Oh, yeah, names, there's photos, addresses, phone numbers, insurance numbers.
Do you know these men?
Fahad and Turhan. Are they in trouble?
How about him?
I don't know his name, but I've seen him in the street. This is not a good man.
Set up surveillance in case of returns, keep me posted. All 3 suspects are on the wind. What have we got?
I've pieced together some of the browser history from the jihadist computer.
InfiltrateX.com. Our jihadists visited this site.
You know, more than once. I love these guys. They explore the dark and dangerous underbelly of urban life. You know, the New York sewers, the Paris catacombs, and the Toronto subway.
So the subway could be their target.
There's more. I found this tape of Metcalf tonight with the tapes found in the house. It was broadcast after 9/11 during the anthrax scare.
It's 5 o'clock. Tens of thousands of workers stream into the subways. 3 men enter stations carrying glass jars filled with anthrax spores. They throw the jars on the tracks, smashing them and releasing the spores. Then the trains take over. A giant pneumatic tube system, pushing air ahead, pulling air behind.
Christ.
Anthrax first spreads through the station, then through the entire subway system, until thousands are exposed, and a few days later, dead.
You have to shut down the subway.
I can't.
You have no choice.
I'd be creating chaos. Tens of thousands of people stranded, the entire police force deployed, and for what? A 7-year-old tape of Metcalf tonight?
You are making the wrong choice.
Then get me some real evidence. And make it soon. Rush hour's already underway.
We need police outside every subway entrance. DTF of Bloor and Young, Union Station, St. George.
Put me through to the mayor. Well, pull him out of his meeting.
Sir.
Yes, Sergeant?
I'd like another crack at the prisoner.
No. You seem more concerned about her religious sensitivity than about the innocent lives she's about to destroy.
Her husband, not her.
She is killing them with her silence. Who do you work for, Sergeant Harani? Because right here, right now, you have to choose.
It's not fair.
There are over 40,000 people on that subway, including Muslim women and children. Your only duty is to them. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
40,000 people. Gives a baby to Gray.
I'm so sorry, Ishmael.
It's okay.
Thousands of people will die.
Is it Laswell?
No, it's yours.
Your mind is in turmoil, Sergeant.
My mind.
Your life is a shadow.
What are you talking about?
Western women. Obsessed with their looks.
At least I'm free to choose the way I look.
Choose what? $20 nail polish over the tin. The only freedom you have here is freedom to buy.
And what freedom do you have in Afghanistan?
The only one we find here on Earth. Surrender our will to Allah.
Allah doesn't will the murder of innocents.
Her name's Saraya Boyd.
Boyd. That's Irish.
Irish-American father, Armenian mother. They were aid workers in Afghanistan.
Is she even Muslim?
Converted 6 years ago while attending Smith College. And guess what her major was? Biochemistry. She works for the U.S. government at the Chemical Warfare Unit in Utah. She provided the anthrax.
What's the plan? What is it?
You're looking at live feed from surveillance cameras in the subway.
You can't.
We're not. You are. No, Saraya. Do not look at her. You look at your baby. You look at Ishmael.
Your son needs his mother to keep him safe.
Saraya! Saraya, we have no time.
Please just get him out of there.
Where are they taking the anthrax? Where are they taking the anthrax, Saraya?
Come on, Saraya.
Where?
Bloor Station. 5 o'clock.
That's where Gray took the baby.
They're here. Suspects are on the platform. What do you want me to do here? Stay or go?
Bruce and Darnell are entering the station. Stay in position until they arrive.
We can't do this. My kid's sister takes the subway home from school.
Give it up. It's over.
I don't think so.
Don't shoot. Nobody shoots. You don't want to do that.
I'm ready to die. Are you?
Oh, relax.
You know who this is?
Ismail Hashmat.
You're lying.
Akhtar Hashmat's not going to like you killing the last of his family.
Shut up.
Of course, you're going to be dead. Just like the rest of us.
That's right.
Hasbi Islami Hakiki has released the 2 Canadian soldiers that were taken hostage in a village outside Kandahar. 23-year-old Sergeant Carlos Romano and 22-year-old Corporal Peter Hoban were released shortly after 3 p.m. local time.
Yes, Madam Minister.
I'm stuck in town tonight. Thought I might buy you dinner.
I got some work to catch up on.
Come on, Mike. We freed 2 hostages and saved an entire city.
We caved to pressure and released a terrorist who was planning a biochemical attack, and I deliberately put an infant at risk.
You still gotta eat.
Your husband and son will be back in Afghanistan tomorrow night. You, on the other hand, will spend the rest of your life in prison.
Allah has not deserted me.
Everyone else has. The Western freedom you abandoned must look pretty good right now.